Chris, I hope you know.
Hey,
your
what's
music
up, guys?
loud.
It's me, Nick Bambina here, and today we're back on the podcast. We got me, Michael Art, and then we have Ambrose,
Yo,
and then
what's
we
up?
have
Third
Chris back with
episode,
us
baby.
today. Yeah, we're back from another podcast, and so we have a little bit of an update. I'm currently on crutches right now.
Nick is crippled.
Yep, look at my boot. Woo!
How unfortunate.
I know. So over the weekend, I went skiing and had a little bit of a mishap with a bear, and no.
Stop telling people it's a bear. It was a wolf, guys.
Yeah, it was a wolf. No, so I went
It was a
skiing,
bunny slope.
and actually it was not a bunny slope.
Blue Diamond.
Yeah, but it was actually a really long blue. Like, they literally call it the Belt Parkway.
Oh wait, it was a Blue Diamond.
Yeah, not
I
a
was just
blue.
throwing.
Wait,
I
what
forgot.
No, it
mountain?
wasn't a blue.
What mountain did you ski on?
I went to Hunter Mountain.
Shame. That's
Yeah.
why I've been
Because-
a hunter.
You ever been to what's it called? Mountain Creek in Vernon.
No, but
Yeah,
that's far though, isn't
You
it?
know about it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might. So Oscar, who goes here, like I grew up with his family, and so they have a condo out there. So we went out there, but I went like 3 times, and every single time my mom didn't want to pay for like a rental or anything like that. So I never got the chance to snowboard until senior year. Ski trip.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, me and my friend Jacob, we went skiing to Hunter Mountain. It was the most packed.
This was this time or a different?
No, this was this time.
Oh, he came with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was the most packed I've ever seen it. It was so packed. I've never had to wait in line in the car line to park
Oh,
before.
because it's Hunter Mountain. That's
Yeah.
why. It's a very popular mountain.
It's a very
That's
very
why I don't
popular
go
mountain.
there no more.
It's like quite popular mountain.
Yeah, and it was so packed. It was so packed.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about the best extreme sports. Snowboarding is up there, if you count that as an extreme sport.
Yeah, I would even consider rally car an extreme sport. Have you
What's a rally car?
have you seen rally car?
No.
Basically, it's like imagine like a very narrow pathway in like a mountainside, and some guy in a car with snow tires, like not like any car, like a it's usually like a Ford.
Mhm.
They have all the types of cars, but Ford's one of the most like prevalent.
Mhm.
They are whipping around these tight ass corners between 2 giant trees, and they are just like they're going like 80 miles an hour on like just snow ridden like dirt,
Mhm.
and it is insane.
It
like-
sounds pretty sick.
It's sick. It is the amount of skill
But
they need.
also, like, you have to draw a line in like what you consider a sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I would consider the racing 100%.
I think racing's a sport.
I don't know. Do you guys consider dancing and cheerleading a sport?
Actually, dancing, because dancing can be like.
Well,
I mean,
no.
it depends. I think dancing could be a sport.
I think
especially if it's, like,
that anything that
professional
has
dancing.
their own type of competition is a form of a sport.
No, but I mean,
like no,
there's
like if you're going to other sport games to do your sport, that's not a sport. But if you're going to like actual competitions,
What do you
then
mean
it's a
by that?
sport.
I mean,
Like
no,
like
made no sense.
to cheer, like
go to other sport games to play a sport, then it's
Because there's lightsaber like duels on ESPN. Is that
Yeah.
a sport?
well, yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
Crazy.
I would consider that a
I'm
sport.
so serious
Well, no,
right now.
I say anything that you have to compete with is a sport. So if you're going to like a basketball game and cheering for a basketball game, that's not a sport. But if you're doing
You're a
competitive cheer
competition? Yeah,
or
okay, yeah.
competitive dance,
Oh,
that's a
fair
sport.
enough.
Because
Well,
Well,
okay,
then
so this
dancing could be a sport.
is another thing that I say when I'm talking about this is I don't think that the specific thing about dance why I don't and cheerleading why I don't really consider it a sport is because there's not like unlike things like I might be wrong here too because I don't know enough about it, but unlike things like synchronized ice skating and stuff like that, the judges judge off of like non-solid rules. You know what I mean? It's kind of more of like like this one was good. Like they were creative with this one. They judge in ways that aren't like solid ways of scoring points. You know what I mean?
not
Oh,
for what?
Guess it
Like in
depends.
dancing.
It depends.
It depends. I know in cheer they have a set of rules. I think in cheer it's more of it's not
tell you about you like cheer.
it's more of a deduction.
Choreography.
But
What?
that's the same with dance as well.
Well, yeah, but it's
Choreography.
also more of a deduction of points rather than an addition of points sometimes. Whereas like it's like okay, well this stunt fell, that's -2 points. This stunt didn't hit, that was -2 points. It's
Fair enough.
that's also a factor in it. It's not more of like this was good. We liked that. It was more of they did that and they fell, or that they couldn't get that stunt up, or that someone was late to their position, someone's sign was backwards or upside down.
It's not
That's
easy
how
either.
it's really it's every sport
Seems
has its
easier than it is.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean to suspend somebody up in the air and throw them up in the air. It's
Even doing ballet in class, that's like really
Yeah.
hard.
Amber's in a ballet class.
Well, I'm not
Did
in
you-
a ballet class, but we're doing
did you
ballet
see
right
how
now.
he spelled ballet on his
Yeah,
stuff?
Bailey.
I know. I really like
Bailey. Ballet.
ballet.
No,
I don't
let's-
think it's that stupid of a mistake, to be honest with you. I kind of forgot how ballet was spelled.
ballet is Ballet.
Yes.
That's pretty far off.
So
No,
you said
not
Bailey.
really.
I'm like Bailey.
You said Bailey.
I don't think it's that bad, to be honest with you.
I mean, either
I
way.
think you're dragging.
I
it.
don't think it's like.
I don't think I'm
one of the
dragging it.
worst
I
I've
think-
I've
I-
seen
I
somebody-
think I think that this is
you're-
kind of ridiculous,
think
and I
you're
think
dragging
you
it.
are going to a university where we take very serious consideration in
You're
spelling.
right.
So,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
so
you're right.
in that we're going to be revoking your scholarship.
No, please don't do that.
All
You're
right,
here on a
let's
scholarship?
talk about space now
Yeah.
because I've been kind of waiting to talk about that.
Oh, I love.
I spent a whole episode having to listen to
I
Sal
think it's
while I
a
was
good
sick.
grades.
Tim talking about whatever. What's the saddest moment in your guys' life?
He always says that. Like literally, we're just like in Chris's
know.
room last night, or no, we're in McKenna's room last night.
No, it was in my room.
It was in your room, and he just out of nowhere, like, yo, what's this thing in your guys' life? I'm like, where did this come from? Why?
Is ADHD?
Oh,
problem
is
solved.
ADHD?
No.
I think I might have ADHD. Low key. Nick, you have ADHD, right?
Yep,
Let's talk about that.
diagnosed with ADHD. I was diagnosed with
Diabetes and ADHD. That's
Yes.
quite the combo. And
Oh.
a high ankle fracture, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Tibia?
fibula.
Fibular fracture.
Yes, a fibula fracture.
Mm-hmm. So you've got quite a few disabilities going on, man.
Yeah, but ADHD is definitely a interesting one to grapple with.
Uh-huh.
It's like for certain things, like especially with like motivation, it's like an activation thing sometimes when like you could bite your finger off with the force of a carrot. You know that?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Really? Yeah, you could bite your finger off with the force of a carrot, but your body will stop you from doing that before you actually bite your finger off. Like you could put your finger in your mouth and keep biting, and your body will
really tried that.
increase pressure, but it won't.
I really tried it too.
Yeah,
Oh.
but your body will stop you from doing that. Sometimes for certain things, with like doing certain tasks that I know I have to do, that's how it feels. Like I know I have to do it. I know I have to get it done. No, I know I have to get it done, but it's just like sometimes it's even like a physical inability to get it done, because even getting some science here, and I'm sure Mikey knows some of this, like ADHD is a dopamine deficiency disorder, and even when like you're doing like some like menial tasks, your body is releasing some dopamine to get your brain through it. With ADHD,
Yeah.
if you're doing a menial task, your brain is getting zero dopamine, like nothing. And so to do those tasks and your brain is getting zero dopamine, it really does not want to do those tasks at all on any level, no matter what. So it will do anything and everything to avoid doing that.
You know what? I had a phase where I thought I had ADHD, but now that I got into college, I mean, I think that especially nowadays people are like really quick to like diagnose themselves, and because of that, like it's like, you know, you take credit away from other people.
Yeah.
You kind of like add like a blurred perception of, or like a blurred definition of what an actual disorder or disease is, right? But so like, especially through quarantine, when you have that time where you're isolated and and all you have is like the work in front of you, right? You know what I mean? That's where I really started to consider like, oh, maybe I do have ADHD, maybe I do have this, blah, 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 blah. But I started to kind of realize like now coming into college, it could be more of like an organizational thing. I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic to talk about, like what you define as a disorder, what you define as a disease, and like where do we draw that line? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I forgot
pretty
the definition of what a disorder is. It's like dysfunctional, distressing, and then something else.
Exactly. But even something like depression too, you know what I mean?
That can
Like
be a
and
disorder, yeah.
and depression is something depression's a lot more like, what's the word? It's like a touchy topic, because if you say like, oh, listen, like this is what ADHD is. You're not at this certain level of whatever it is, dopamine deficiency. When it comes to depression, it comes in so many different ways, and it's definitely not one of those things where you can just be like, oh, hey, like you didn't tick this off, so you're not depressed. You know what I mean? Because the whole idea of depression, not the idea of it, but fixing and combating mental health is kind of comes with like an acknowledgement of somebody's problems. You know what I mean? And if somebody thinks they have depression, then you kind of have to acknowledge that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty interesting topic.
And even what I've like not learned about, like, like read about depression is that what is one of the key things with depression is people they feel like like sad or like unhappy with life, but I think one of the key defining features is the fact that they can't always pin it to one thing. Like they can't say this is what I'm sad about, or this is the reason why I'm feeling like this. And I think that's what really separates like depression from just being like real, like not sad, but feeling in that type of way. Because people who I think a lot like what you were saying, a lot of these terms get thrown around, and people always say, "Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm depressed."
But it's also like, would we rather have it be like, okay, depression is a term that we throw around, and we have all these people that fall into the kind of like depression umbrella, and so they get attention, they get treated, or would we rather be like, okay, depression is this very specific thing, and now we're getting treatment for the people who have a chemical imbalance, which is depression, or by doing that, we're leaving out like a whole mass of people who maybe don't fall under some certain.
I feel like it should be depression that's more like, well, not generalized, but more like I don't know, like you were
like
saying, and suicidal thoughts should be like more specific. If someone says they're suicidal, like shit, that should be more specific than like
then you're depressed.
Yeah.
And even like nowadays, like suicidal thoughts or actions are up significantly more in this
Because
last decade. Oh, it's 100% the way we live in the culture we live in. 100%.
Yeah, this is now we're really getting into something I like to talk about, right?
Yeah, me too.
The reason, I know, and I mean, Ambrose is super
hours.
passionate about this. Listen, me, you could ask Ambrose, you ask me. I've certainly dealt with mental health issues at some point in my life. Like there's cliffs that I've climbed, like like Ambrose could say, like things we've overcome that gives you like a different sense of knowledge on it. But like I said before, with quarantine, like that gives you a time to isolate, to like kind of figure out, to kind of learn more about yourself. You know what I mean? And coming out of that, I kind of realized, and I mean, I certainly can't say this for everyone else, but coming out of quarantine, the way that my life went and the way that I was going about daily life and the way that everything had changed, I was like a much happier person.
Yeah.
I'm very big on the belief that the way society and just humanity is moving towards, like in terms of our lifestyle, is not healthy at all. I mean, when you think about urbanization, right? The style of how to say it, like civilization that we're moving towards is cramped up in these tiny little apartments where we're going out to work every day. We're on a train. We wake up at 5 in the morning. We get up. We go to a job we don't want to do. We're not far off from the versions of humans where we were out hunting, right? We were hunting for the family. We woke up like we didn't know when our next meal was. Now in this new life, we have all these things being put into our head where we're concerned about, oh, I got to get to work. Oh, I got to do this paper, right? I got to, who's posting on social media, right? Social media is a whole different thing. Different thing,
At the same time, though, it's kind of good because this generation is good and bad. But one good thing about this generation is they don't want to be confined to a box. So like now in our generation, we're lucky enough that 9 to 5 is isn't like a 100% possibility. Like go past it.
Yeah, and it's not that the 9 to 5 is like, because I think there's a lot of like scrutiny on like the whole 9 to 5 like job formula, but there's nothing completely wrong with that. Like sure, like I said, there's an innate wrongness about the way that we live now, just because of the sheer fact that like humans and species in general don't evolve that quickly. You know what I mean? Like we're still very much in a primitive mindset where we should be looking to eat. Like I said, all that stuff, right? Um, but yeah, like when it comes to mental health, it's it's completely different. It's completely different because we're in a world where there are all these new things going on, and but we can't find a spot for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like technology certainly has its ups and downs, but especially with the way that like it's affected young people, like even not our generation, but even like below us, with like the way we used to grow up, and we like our childhoods, and how people below us are like totally different. Like my 6-year-old cousins at the dinner table, like with his iPad and headphones in front of him. Like that was never the way it used to be.
That's
Like,
detrimental
never.
to
Yeah.
communication
I am
skills.
not raising my kid like that.
Oh yeah.
Me
I
neither.
love, I love my baby cousins, but it's like when I see like my aunts and uncles like just let them have the iPad at the table and stuff. It's like that's not how they're supposed to be living. But you have to give them the benefit of the doubt, because keep in mind, while all this is happening, while we are all developing, and it's pretty clear that there's something wrong going on here, we've only had like maybe a generation or two to realize that. So we're at this
100%.
really important and really interesting part of like of human society, where people like us, like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and of course that includes adults as well, but we're the ones who are starting to realize like, oh shit, this is not good for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even for us in the world we live in, like Nate previously said this before, like the post 9/11 world is wildly different and has changed so drastically. Like we're growing up in a world where not only terrorist attacks have become not normalized, but is a daily occurrence.
It's like
mass
desensitized.
desensitized is 100% the word. Where school shootings are now a regular thing in our
Yeah, that
society.
sucks.
The number one cause of death for children's ages 6 to 14 in America is gun violence. That is absolutely insane.
14, that's a huge
6 to 14, that is an absolute, and that doesn't even include like that's barely into number one cause of death for children.
Wow.
It's more than every disease out there.
In America or
In
just the world?
No, just America.
Wow.
Just in America.
See, that's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
ages 6 to I believe it's 6 to 14.
Really makes you really confuses me why we don't just ban guns, because on the other spectrum you can compare us to like Japan, and Japan has no guns allowed, no nothing, and their violence is like very low.
The thing that Japan does
It's
is
the culture.
yeah, it's
Oh.
I would say it's a thing of culture, but it's
Yeah.
also that I mean I don't think guns are banned entirely, but there's an
No,
extreme.
they are.
No, they
They
are.
are really.
I heard like some
I know that at some point they have.
I
like, an
heard some
extremely
statistic
low-
Even, like-
that was there that Japan is so safe that if a 6-year-old were to walk by themselves, like they'd be completely fine.
Yeah,
like, that's
even
insane.
certain police officers over there do not, like most police
no.
officers do not have guns. No one has a
But
gun.
it's also the
It's
culture,
no
yeah.
one.
It's crazy, like.
But even the culture with the respect of Japan and the
That is
people
a
there,
shock.
it is so like proper and respectful, and how humans can live
I'm telling you.
together like so.
You have
perfectly.
no idea. We say like Americans are like jerks or what. I can't curse, but like, you know what I would say, like, but when you go to Japan, like the shock you feel when you see like how respectful people are is insane. Like I remember my first
Yeah.
time there, like Americans are like
Like they.
horrible.
I heard when they're like at the crosswalk, if the light's red and there's no cars coming, like here, like when the light is green and there's cars coming, we'll still cross.
Yes.
Like over on North Avenue, the amount of cars will come will like stop in the middle of the road. Japanese people, if it's a quiet road, you could be in like rural town. Like if you have like just one stop sign, if the stop's red, they don't go. It's a sign of respect, and because that, the children grow up learning that, and they grow up to be much more respectful. It's interesting, you know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I think the culture here in America is like legitimately one of the worst cultures,
Yeah.
and I even think
Well, yeah.
There's so many
people.
good things about American culture. That's like, I mean, it's also like growing up here, you get kind of attached to it. like I mean, you think about like college culture in America. It's pretty cool, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, I mean, we're in it now. Like we're gonna look back, we're like, that's where we made our best friends. But like, there's so many other parts about rape culture, alcoholism
Oh, yeah.
at such a young age. There's so many things about America where it's like, from an American's perspective,
yeah,
it's just like
that's-
that's the way things are.
and,
It's
and even
horrible.
even to the extent that everyone in America always is like, oh, America's the best country, America's the best country. America is not the best country in the world by a long shot. We lead the world in two main categories. We lead the world in the most money spent on defense,
Yeah.
compared to the next 26 countries combined. Even if you took the leading 26 countries below us and added up all of their income devoted to their defense budget, it pales in comparison to our budget. And the second thing we lead in is most highest incarceration rates per capita per state. That is insane. That is the only thing we lead in America. We have an insanely high obesity rate. We have an insanely high suicide rate. We have an insanely high we have an insanely low education rate, insanely low food quality rate, insanely high poverty rate. America is by far not the best country in the world, and everyone
That
always
just gets me
boasts.
so mad.
Yeah, everyone always boasts about freedom. Out of 206 recognized nations, 180 of them have freedom. France has freedom. Japan has freedom. Germany has freedom. Canada has freedom. Spain has freedom. But America is the only country that constantly boasts about having freedom.
Yeah,
And the thing
it's
is,
not a unique thing.
yeah, and the thing is, we aren't even truly free. And to bring us a little off topic, right? People who identify however they identify, the fact that people have a problem with that proves that we do not live in a free country. If we truly lived in a 100% free nation, why does it matter what someone identifies as? People get discriminated every single day because they identify something else. They are not bothering anybody. They want to be themselves and do what they do, but
It's cancel culture.
yeah,
Well,
cancel culture, and
well,
even like with the whole like
But
the
there's always
racial
extremes,
inequality.
too.
Well, this is what I'll say to that, right? When you talk about cancel culture, yeah, I totally agree with you. But in the case of like somebody identifying some certain way, the idea of freedom is that absolutely they can express themselves that way, but everyone else still has the freedom to criticize them. You know what I mean? In the case of cancel culture, I think it's an interesting topic because the way cancel culture has worked, especially on like social media now, like Twitter especially. I hate Twitter so much.
That's
is that
the worst.
is that yeah, we have freedom of expression, but we're starting to realize those words, and when you have numbers, that can do a lot more than just, oh, like I'm saying something that I want to say, right? You can completely ruin somebody's career with just your words on Twitter or whatever if you have like a strong enough platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And we've even seen like size and numbers with there was a Taylor Swift. You heard about this with the eggs? Yeah. So Taylor Swift was like she was at some award show, and then someone said I forget who, I think it was Trevor Noah who went on, and it was like can the Taylor Swift fans lower the price of eggs? And the next day the price of eggs dropped 13% of the price they were before. The next day. With any group of
What?
the Taylor Swift fans dropped the percent of eggs, the price of
Taylor
eggs
Swift
by
fans are insane.
13% in a
Chris has
day.
his first words.
Oh yeah, how you doing, Christopher?
I'm just listening to the conversation. I kind of like listening to it.
Cancel
the
culture.
darkness?
Cancel culture is like cyberbullying, but like exemplified. It's really it's
cancel
really
culture-
horrible.
It is really bad.
Not only does it
I
ruin
think-
careers, you got to
think
wonder
it
the
gets out of
person that
hand.
receives
And this
that
is, like,
hate.
listen, the horrible thing, I hate cancel culture so much. The horrible thing about it, number one, for me at least, is that the idea of it is that, oh, hey, you said this about this person, so we're gonna shame you for that, right? So like it's preventing, like you said, oh, like it's preventing cyberbullying, like all this stuff is going on, like, hey guys, you can't say that. What it really is we're censoring we're censoring things. We're censoring, like you said, freedom of expression. You know what I mean? That is a violation of freedom in some capacity, you know. And especially the big problem with it is that because it's social media, because it's online, that's everywhere. It's not just America. It's huge over here, but this is gonna keep on going, keep on spreading. And honestly, I don't know what we do about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even like cancel culture to an extent, like it's I think it's a very different situation with like what happened with Kanye West, where he said what he said, right? And
Right.
then after that,
Yeah,
like he got his
didn't really get-
sponsorship. He got his sponsorship with.
It really didn't do
Adidas
much.
and the shit that happened with
But,
yeah,
Balenciaga.
I
Whoa.
swear they want to reopen that.
What happened?
I swear it did not do much.
What?
No,
The
no,
whole
it,
cancel
Adidas.
But
No,
also-
I swear
Adidas-
they want to partner up
no,
with him again.
Adidas,
I swear the
Adidas,
other
is,
day I saw
Adidas,
it.
Adidas is predicted to lose 378 sorry, $738 million in 2023. This will be the first year in 30 years they're going to have a loss of income in 30 years. 700. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
All because of
$740 million
all because of Yeezys and
Yes. because of
that
Yeezy.
shit.
Yeezy was a international $1 billion like company,
Oh, yeah.
and in just 2023, and his comments happened in 2022, the end of 2022 when they broke the deal.
Something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
So in 2023, like the next fiscal year, they're gonna lose $740 million. Do you understand how much $740 million
It's
is?
a lot.
More than I have.
That is
Yeah.
that is an absolutely insane amount of money. And so for certain aspects, I don't know. It shouldn't be called cancel culture,
No, it
but
is.
it is cancel culture. But for certain things, like with what Kanye said, I don't think that people should just brush over certain things he said with the extreme anti-Semitism.
But I mean, like,
Oh, your
my
mom's
mom,
here.
my mom's here.
but I
Hi,
mean,
Mom.
like, it is brushed over. No one's really talking about it no more.
No,
What,
but
cancel culture?
No, like with
No,
Kanye,
no,
no
but
one
people.
thing. It
No,
gets-
but, I mean, yeah.
Top-
You
Topics-
hear about it? Because I don't.
Topics like that get hot for like a quick moment in time.
Well, you're
and
right.
then
He also
they
is
just-
now off the billionaires list. He used to be one of the top billionaires in the world. He is now off the billionaires list. He is no longer a billionaire from his assets. Like that, I mean,
I mean,
kind of different
Well,
person,
yeah,
but
it's-
financially that really affects him.
Well, okay, it's two things. Because I agree with both of you. It's one thing is like, yeah, he's losing like a ton of money, but like you guys are saying, like, I mean, he's fine. You know, what I
he's
mean?
fine.
He's chilling. He's
That's
still.
my-
He's not maybe he's not a billionaire, but the dude is like a multi.
I'm telling you, he
100
doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
No,
sure
he doesn't.
the dude has bipolar. Like, I mean, like, I'm
He
sure
doesn't
I
care at
doubt he
all.
cares. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kanye's an interesting topic, though. Honestly,
Kanye does not care at all.
I'm sick of cancel culture, dude. Though I feel like
Cancel culture could be good if it was to spread awareness and not to just like
but
criticize
that's
somebody.
never that. That's
because
never the way.
The
it's gonna-
perspective
it's
of
gonna
cancel
be.
culture is that let's dig up things that they did in the past because everyone is perfect. That's just not
Exactly.
how that works.
Mhm.
That is 100% true. Like the fact that people will like go back and find tweets from decades ago,
It's
like
crazy.
literally like
It's-
like
your
like,
life is sad. I'm sorry.
decades ago.
That's what I'm
And
saying,
try to
your life is
cancel
so
over like
sad.
decade old tweets. Like even like look like the world has changed so much, even with comedians and jokes that they used to make.
That's ridiculous. I'm
Like-
sorry. Like, I think
That is ridiculous.
this may be a controversial opinion, but I think in comedy everything is fair game. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing should be off limits. in comedy.
100%. 100%. You
That
you
defeats
look
the whole
at
purpose of
yeah,
it.
you look at George Carlin, right? He is one of the greatest comedic
Hmm?
like
I don't know.
I don't
George,
know who that is
really
either.
George Carlin is one of the greatest comedic like minds of like the past like 50 years. He was like popular back in like the 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s. He was absolutely hysterical.
I think YouTube's
But-
a good example.
Yeah, but a lot of the
Oh.
jokes he used to make, like even with Bill Burr, right? With a lot of
I
the
don't find Bill Burr funny.
No.
No,
you
no,
know
no,
who's
no.
funny? I think the funniest comedians are Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is
Yes.
Okay, but
Kevin
you're right,
Hart.
100%.
Yes.
But
Dave Chappelle is so
it's
funny.
even happened with Dave Chappelle.
It's happening
where-
with Kevin Hart too.
Yeah. yeah,
Kevin
with
Hart lost his
Netflix special.
no, not that. He still has that Oscars. He was gonna present at the Oscars. He was gonna host the
No,
Oscars.
Dave Chappelle didn't he lose the Netflix special?
I thought I was talking about Kevin Hart.
So what
I don't know
happened-
about Dave Chappelle.
So the thing about Dave Chappelle, I don't think it was anything about what he said. It was something more like because I listened. To a
Dave
little bit-
Chappelle is uncancelable.
Yeah, it was with Dave Chappelle. It was something about like they did him wrong. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he left because of that. But like, wasn't he in Africa for like a few years or something like that? Like he went to Africa to like go off the grid or something, and then he came back.
I
That's what
don't
it
know,
was all
but
about.
I know
Oh,
that Kevin Hart was supposed to host the Oscars, and the Oscars told him he can't do it anymore because of jokes he made in his comedy specials, like
bro.
10 years ago.
Kev-
Kevin
People
Hart
are
is
way
like
too
Kevin
soft.
Hart is so PG, bro. Like if you think about all
Yeah,
the
like comparing
Kevin
him.
Hart is easily the most PG
Yeah.
comedian. I like Kevin Hart though. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. As I'm saying, you don't have to be vulgar about your jokes and stuff to like
be
to-
funny.
to get a rise out of anybody or
But
be
even
funny.
so,
But it's also like, come on, dude. Like of all people, Kevin Hart is still getting affected by that stuff. That's how it shows you. It's just like stupid.
Kevin Hart was. They took his job away. They took his hosting thing away from comedy special. I think it was. He said something about gay people.
Mhm.
He didn't want. I think he said he didn't want. He said something in like a comedy special like 10 years ago.
Could you imagine if Sal was a comedian?
Oh my
That
god,
dude would
Sal
get
would be
canceled
canceled
for everything.
so fast.
well, I don't think he'd care.
Yeah, he wouldn't care.
No,
He'll be
no.
un.
So I
I
don't
think
think
Sal
Sal-
would be uncancelable.
I told Sal to go into like comedy, like,
Sal would
like
be
stuff like
uncancelable.
that. I think he'd
He said
actually.
he
Be,
doesn't like stand up.
I know he didn't like stand up, but I think he'd be pretty funny. Like I think he'd be.
But I think that the thing about Sal is that he's so Sal is one of the most like talented people I've ever met like socially, but it's like all disorganized and situational. It's like he's like very good on the flow and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a thing of a comedian, but there's also like a lot of organization to that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
No, let me not get into that.
Well,
now.
get into it.
No, because it's like a topic that they wouldn't be able to talk about. You remember Omar?
Yeah,
He told me he does stand up at Penn State now. Yeah,
that's funny.
I think Penn State or not Penn State. Comedy like stand up is interesting though. Like it's even something I would try just to get like better at like on the flow stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was he showing?
No, nothing.
Christy, is this in the music? Oh, okay.
I mean-
Yeah, right.
YouTube has also changed. Like that's one prime example for me.
YouTube has.
Oh yeah, you
Chris.
I mean, don't you remember
Chris.
watching it as a kid? And so, like, I
Chris.
mean, I don't watch YouTube as
No,
much
but-
now, but like, it's been very censored because
Oh,
people
yeah.
are too soft nowadays.
Well, it's not even about
Yo.
that. It's about. It's,
Fam.
yeah, because
Do you remember?
ads are a huge factor, and like especially with demonetization, like companies whose videos are on like rated content and stuff like that, they don't want to be shown on those certain like videos. So the YouTube, which is now owned by Google, freaked out because they saw that that people who were posting ads were beginning to pull out because of the like not all ratings but like 13 plus ratings on the videos.
Do you
And-
know
and
that
that's why it changed so much.
on YouTube you can't cuss in the first 13 seconds, 10 seconds of videos? You can't do
Can't
it.
No,
in
it's not,
general.
now it's a minute.
You can't
Now it's
curse
a
at all.
minute.
You can't even mention like war or anything like that, or just
No.
Depression, no.
instant demonetization. It's
So you'll
ridiculous.
get-
It now I think it's so bad. It's in the first minute.
No,
you
that I think is one of the biggest examples of censorship and how bad.
Yeah.
For social media, society, our country, whatever you want to call it, because
I'm very
YouTube-
passionate about this YouTube.
Yeah,
I remember-
at this point, YouTube is bigger than television,
Yeah.
than cable television.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the point where like we can't even talk about war, we can't even talk about like depression and stuff,
Isn't there,
that is a major platform for those issues to be talked about.
Isn't there like some racist thing going on with YouTube as well, with like black creators getting
Probably.
demonetized?
Twitch. That's Twitch.
Twitch and
That's
YouTube. No,
Twitch is bad as
Corey
well.
Berlizzi.
Berlizzi's whole channel got deleted.
Corey's got
Really?
demonetized.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Yeah, Berlizzi's first channel got deleted. Whole thing got deleted. He had to like fight tooth and nail to get it back, and he's done
It's ridiculous.
everything for. He's one of the people who put YouTube on the map.
Yeah, like I remember watching. I remember
Yeah.
watching Berlizzi like when I was like middle school, like
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah,
he was so funny.
He was funny. He still is funny. He put them. Yo, the YouTube and Twitch thing. I don't know if
Well,
you
Twitch changed
Yo.
because Twitch was bought by Amazon.
I don't know
and
if you
that
watched
changed
the
a
last
lot.
week's podcast, but at the end we talk about zodiac signs and how that's like a real like I hate zodiac signs.
Yo, and
You're acting
Do
like
YouTube
a
and-
Taurus right now.
the
You-
moon,
shut
the
the
moon stuff on TikTok too.
That's stupid.
When they do like the moons
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out
Oh, we talked
together.
about manifestation as well. But
Yeah, yo,
I'm on the
Twitch
more pro
is
side of
ridiculous,
manifestation.
yo.
Do you think manifestation is
Manifestation is not real to
I'm
me.
pro.
okay?
I'm
I
pro on it.
I believe in it in the sense of when you say something that changes your mindset and you become conscious of a goal that you have in mind or something you want to achieve. So your mind starts focusing on that more, and your daily lifestyle becomes more geared to that. I don't think that
I
it's
believe
necessar-
that. Yeah.
I don't think that it's something like unscientific. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like
no
I think
manifestation.
it's a
I
mix
said
of
it
both.
and then the stars aligned.
Well,
and then it
no,
just
well,
made
well,
it happen.
well, yeah. What
No.
you're, Mikey,
Well-
what you're saying is saying a certain thing changes your mindset, and then you will go out and accomplish it because your mindset has
And
changed.
I think
That's-
that's what makes people believe stuff like manifestation in the first
But
place. And then they add all
manifestation-
that stuff
listen,
onto it.
Manifestation is not real.
No,
you do not.
It's
you
not.
cannot
because-
speak things into existence.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
no, no,
think
no,
you
no,
can.
no, no, no. You
I
can't. You
definitely
can't
think
speak.
you can.
You can't. No, you can't
I
speak. You can't
refuse.
speak. I don't think you can speak things into existence. You can speak
Isn't that called the
mindsets
law of
or,
attraction?
or change. Well,
similar to that,
it's
yeah.
similar,
Yes.
but it's more about like I think you can speak mindsets, goals you
Yes.
wish to accomplish,
Yes.
like personal things.
But,
into
like,
existence,
you
because
can
if
say,
you say
I mean,
something,
I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna make $1 million. That's not true.
Well,
fam.
yeah.
But if you like gear your mindset,
or even like
But I think
but
it
that's
is true that-
affirmations. If you tell yourself,
I think it is true that if you say something like that, you might be more likely to achieve that, because when you say that and when you take it serious,
that's affirmations.
yeah, when you actually commit to something and you take it seriously and you say it out loud in your head, or you're like whatever, like write it on your mirror in the morning, like when the steam fills up the room after your hot shower, like just draw it on the mirror or whatever. When you do that and when you make a habit of doing that, not only is it maybe making you believe that, but it's also giving you focus around that thing.
exactly.
A lot of like working towards goals and stuff like that and achieving things is really just a matter of like focusing on it and giving the time to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, but let's say quote unquote manifesting for $1 million. That not only is non-realistic, not
I don't
feasible
think it's-
for some part of it. Like no, that's yeah,
I think it's
but that's
feasible.
that first of all, that's no, it's not. That's too. First of all,
we
that's
could
too.
all.
That's
Yo,
too.
is this some-
We
wait,
all
is
could
this
make $1
something we
million.
If this is something we disagree on, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
okay,
We're
no,
talking
hold
about
on.
it.
First of all, I like saying quote manifesting $1 million is not only too broad of a goal. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not achievable.
You have to be specific.
Yes, but not even that. Like saying like even being specific in a way in which you hope to achieve $1 million. It's only as good as if you put the effort into work towards that. Because people who manifest things just want the universe to work with them to have
Okay.
it happen.
No, hold up. I actually want to talk to that because I totally agree with what he's saying. I think that there's a completely other side of it where people say, and I struggle with this a lot.
That's where he disagrees.
No, I
but
think
listen,
manifestation and goes on to one end where it's like a cop out for people who don't want to work.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally agree with that. And I think that's a huge problem. Not necessarily the whole concept of manifestation as a whole, but there's a very big thing now, like I said, with social media nowadays, where you believe in something and you kind of chalk everything up to chance, or you chalk everything up to
Yeah.
like, oh, this will happen. I'll let it happen. Like, oh, like this didn't happen because the stars, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of times nowadays we find excuses for reasons why things we want aren't happening.
Agreed.
But I myself learned this because I mean, Ambrose knows me and him played volleyball for like 3-4 years. That was a big part of my life for a long time. A lot of the time I would give up my performance or whatever, and anything else in life as well. I would give up my performance to just being like, oh, I didn't wear those pair of socks today. Like this is genuinely something I believed. Like I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I didn't go through with that routine. I didn't do that. There's totally a side of it where you can get obsessed with the chance part of it. What you need to do is understand that there are certain things in life that are in your control. There are certain things that are not. Whatever is in your control, you need to take grasp of that, and you need
Yeah.
to realize that's how I get to my goal. So yeah, I can totally understand why you see there's a good side and a bad side to manifestation, but I think there's also a great side to it where if you announce something and you say I'm going to do this, it'll give you that motivation to do it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that something else is going to do it for
Well,
you.
then
Then-
what I would say to that was that's not manifestation.
Yeah,
at
that's
that
not
point.
manifestation.
That's a
Well,
changing.
That's you saying
No,
something
that's
and you
changing your
working
mind.
for it.
That's changing your.
Attraction. Does I know what that is?
But no, that's not manifestation by definition means you quote manifest
Ow,
that something that some action happens. But by saying, oh, I'm gonna work harder, I'm gonna do whatever, that's not manifesting that thing to happen. That's changing your mindset to work towards something.
Yes,
Manifesting.
But can that not be started by saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this"?
Yeah.
But you're
It
right.
can.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
it
If I
is.
say,
But
"I'm
that's
gonna
not.
make $1 million,"
But at that point, that's
that's
not
on
manifest.
course.
But at that point, that's not manifestation. Because saying I'm going to make $1 million, you're not going to manifest the making.
But you manifested it with your work. You
Yes.
manifested it with the steps you took. You take.
Yeah.
Or you manifested it with
What?
the steps you took to get there.
That's
Not
you.
making
I
sense.
agree.
that makes
I agree
no
with you.
sense.
It
No,
makes
no,
complete
no,
That makes
because-
you.
because hold
That
on,
means you're
hold on.
working at it.
That means you're working,
in the
but
first
that
place-
means you're not manifesting
It's
it.
the
You're
words
making
of
it happen.
affirmation.
So if I say
That means you're not because
So if I say-
manifesting it is
So
Wait,
if
but
I
you
say
realize-
I'm
you
not
realize-
gonna, if I say I'm not gonna break my leg, and does that me manifesting that I'm never going to break my
It's
leg?
not.
Listen, there's levels to this, right? I'm not about to be like,
My dad
yo,
would explain this well.
tomorrow, I'm gonna ride a unicorn, right?
Yeah.
No, obviously not. No, but there, it's like I said, it's a blurred line, right? You can say like something like that. Oh, I'm gonna ride a unicorn tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, I'm gonna gain 30 pounds of muscle mass. No,
No.
that's not gonna happen. But if you have goals in mind and you quote manifest them, right? Put realistic goals out there. Tell them to yourself.
It's-
Tell them that you're going to achieve them. That's a
It's
manifestation.
what is it?
because
Isn't
you
that
tell them
SMART
what-
goals? That's what it is. It's like I forgot what it stands for.
I
I
don't
know
know.
it's
Specific, measurable.
Yeah.
What's a
Achievable.
Achievable.
It's either achievable or
Yeah.
achievable.
I think I
Times.
think that the broad concept of manifestations can be positive and can be negative, but the type that me and Amber was talking about is really good, and it's something that could help a lot of people from implementing them. The type that you guys are talking about is
It's-
horrible, and I
it's
hate
surface
it, and
level,
I've
yes.
experienced it before.
Surface
you know what I
level.
mean?
but at that point, I would say that what you guys are considering quote manifestation at that
it's
point
manifestation?
is not it's not manifestation. It's a changing of mindset to achieve a goal.
I think you can manifest bad things into your life, but
no,
you
I
can
don't-
manifest good things into your life, and you can manifest.
You know
bad
what's crazy
things
about
into
this?
your life.
I like spirituality.
You
know what I meant,
Spirituality.
Yeah.
Spirituality.
You know what I meant. But anyway, I like that stuff.
I like spirit.
This is like one of
spirituality.
the only. This is like one of the
Yes, he
two
likes spirituality.
only things
Spirituality.
You guys don't think you can attract negative things in your life?
you can. I do
No,
think
no.
that.
I do, but I think it's also like
Manifest it.
imagine you have like a quilt with all different like color patches. If you only ever look at the red patches, if the red patches are like bad days, if you only ever look at the red patches, you'll only ever find bad days whenever you look. When in reality,
I think I get it, but it's not
no,
the
no.
best
Like
analogy in the
imagine
world.
you have like a quilt or even like a piece of paper, right? And it's a grid, and it's all random colors on
Okay.
the grid,
Mhm.
right? If you only look for the red squares and associate the red squares to like bad days, you'll only ever see bad days. When in reality, there is so many more colors. I think that it's not about manifesting or attracting bad things. It's more about
Okay, here.
you-
This is
I
this
found
is
the
another
definition
reason
of
why I want to.
manifestation.
This is another
I
reason why I
found
want to
it.
minor in psychology.
We're defining
I found
manifestation.
it says
You said
manifest.
that's why you want to minor in psychology?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Manifestation is the process of turning a specific desired outcome into a reality through focused visualization, unwavering belief, and intentional action.
yeah. Okay.
I don't understand that.
That's-
Yeah, like what? Like
no.
Yo, he ready? He ready?
Does he read it?
Bam!
It's like-
I just don't understand.
It's like if you, it's like
I'm so bad with language, bro.
it's like let's say you wanted to like, I don't know, gain like 20 pounds over time. Then
Okay.
you visualize what you'll look like
Yeah.
in the future. Then you tell yourself, I'm gonna gain 20 pounds over time, and then it's
But-
the
but-
action, and those combined.
Okay,
is
but hold on.
manifestation.
Okay,
Hold on. Wait,
Action
wait.
and
But
It's part of it.
Action?
manifestation
No,
is
It's part of it.
no. That's the thing. What you call quote manifestation, there is no action. You are Wait.
It's the spark of the action, though.
Wait.
It
No,
is.
hold on. The quote whole term of manifestation, the action is not in there. If there,
I just read it. It's
okay.
in there.
You-
It's
no,
literally the word.
no,
action.
Okay.
It's in
okay,
there.
that could be true.
Can I read it?
Hold on.
One,
that's not-
but
that-
there are
that's not the
definitions
social-
to everything. in
that's
this
not
world.
the social definition of that. No, because people will sit in their room and manifest to put on to do whatever,
Let me agree
right?
with you.
Even like people will quote manifest that, oh, I manifested this guy likes me. I manifest this guy likes me, right?
That's-
Even stuff like that. There's no action possible.
It's the textbook. All
Totally
right.
fair. All right. So,
Wait, where do you get it from?
an event, action, or object that clearly
that
shows
one
or
don't
embodies
make sense.
something, especially a theory or an abstract idea, right?
Exactly.
So
A
listen,
theory or abstract idea.
You can perceive this as
I think it's a spark.
you can perceive this as that theory being right, I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna do that. It's a proposition, right? It's something that you believe is achievable, but it's like I said, it's kind of a broad definition, so you can interpret that as a theory. Like that was a good one that you said.
Okay, I
This
think-
guy is gonna like me in a week. Like, you know, that's you can't control
Or
that.
even, or
But
not
certain
even,
things you can control.
not even that. But
Totally done something
manifestation.
like that before.
But
I know, you told me that.
But
worked.
manifestation has the implication of a lack of action. If there is action, if there is action in manifestation, it's not manifesting anymore. It's working towards a goal. I think that
What? Oh yeah.
I think that if you're making like steps towards whatever you're manifesting, you're not manifesting anymore.
blow your
You're
minds.
leading to achieve it. I think that manifesting it.
I just.
What'd you say?
Keep going. No,
He's
no, no.
trying to mouth things to me. Never mind.
I think that manifesting something has the like an implication that it's just you're willing it to happen, not that you're working towards it. I think if you're working towards that thing to happen, it's no longer manifestation. It's a change in mindset and a path forward through that change of mindset. If you're just if there's no action and you're willing it to happen, that is what is considered
I
manifestation.
think my definition of manifestation is literally like you're visualizing what your future life could be or whatever
That can
whatever
be-
goal.
that can be
You
realistic
put
or
it
unrealistic.
through your words of affirmation, and then those two combined spark the action.
And then
You
the
work
God
towards it.
and then
I
the
blame
God
all
of
three
luck
of
and
those
fortune
zodiac signs.
blesses you, and then the next morning you achieve all your dreams. So
You
yeah,
guys,
I think
do you guys know what astral projection is? Now
I don't.
switching up
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't believe
bullshit.
that.
That's another
And,
thing.
Andy told me that one time. I don't believe
No,
it.
that's another thing. That's
I try to stay away from things that I
Wait,
can't
wait.
physically measure.
He said he experienced it.
I've
Please
told you
explain.
about this.
Please explain. He said he
Yeah.
experienced it.
I've told you about it.
Oh,
when
wait,
astral
was this-
projected.
This
Explain
was a
it.
thing in Florida, was it?
No, this was when
Explain it.
This is when I did shrooms.
Oh no, he does drugs.
No,
I don't think we can talk about that.
I don't think anyone's gonna hear.
I
to
mean,
be honest.
We can talk about it, right? Oh, we've been
It's-
on air for 47 minutes, basically. We'll end it at like an hour, I guess. I don't think there's anybody come in after us. Is there?
Well,
That's pretty good.
we can go as long as we want, honestly.
We'll go till 9 p.m. I mean, let's do like an hour because I usually
I actually
start
forget
to,
it.
I start
I
to get
already
like
know
burnt
where-
out and like my thoughts get jumbled.
I already know where the angle is gonna be on this. That I was hallucinating all of this, but just BS. So I'm not gonna take it. But yeah, I did. It was a little trippy, to be honest.
Wait. I thought okay.
I was like,
Okay, so I don't know much about it to be honest, but from what I've heard, and you're probably gonna laugh because it's probably like not even.
no,
what
it's
you're talking
probably
about.
spot on. To be honest with you.
From what I've heard is that it's like you're sharing dreams with somebody basically.
No.
That's what somebody told
Okay,
me.
no.
It's like you dream
But
and you project yourself into
The
the
actual
astral plane,
the actual
and then
definition.
somebody
is-
else projects himself in, and then you dream
the
together.
definition of it is even more unrealistic than that.
Okay, what's the definition?
It's
of
like
it?
you literally like leave your body for a bit.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think that the sensation of that. I
No,
don't-
it was trippy.
I don't
pretty good.
necessarily disagree that
So
that's
when you left your body, did you like go somewhere?
Yeah, I was looking down at my body, and then like for some reason, like what?
No, I'm explaining. Listen, I'm listening. I'm explaining. I'm listening.
it's just a funny concept. That's all. I'm
It
laughing
is
at.
a funny concept, but like, I mean, like I did leave my body, and I kind of just like
All right, call 911, somebody.
like I just like teleported to like random places, like my mom, like what she was doing, and my
Mhm.
dad was just like sitting there in the corner like rocking, but like I was like it was kind of like I don't know how to explain, like a 3D view. Like I was looking
Third
down.
person.
I was like looking down at myself, and I was honestly just trippy. But then I also had like other things where like,
I'm listening.
hey man, you don't gotta believe me. I could
I
care
didn't
less.
say I didn't believe you. I'm
Keep
listening.
talking.
I also had like, this has nothing to do with astral projection, but like also during that journey, I also had like a weird like dream or whatever where like I was sitting like at like this like big long like dining table, and then like my grandparents were on the other side, and like all the walls were white, and I was just like talking to them. But I wasn't just talking to them about anything. I was just like talking to them about like my life present, and they were like giving me advice, and that was trippy as hell.
Mm. Man,
Things like that, I really do believe in spirituality. Spirituality to me is just like unexplainable, but I'm open-minded enough to know that there's probably something out there that
Well,
we can't explain.
yeah, this is a thing. Like
There's a line.
we know so little about how life came to be, why we're here, why why we have consciousness, why we're able to think about why we are here, and death and all these different things. There's so many things we have yet to understand, which is why I never want to be too quick to write anything off, because I think that maybe there is a way we can connect to that. And there's, like I said, there's so many
I'm
things
telling you.
that we have no idea why we're here, all that stuff. This is a little off topic, but I want to talk a little bit real quick about why I think there's no such thing. There's no alien life in the universe.
I don't
no
believe that.
alien life.
There's no. I think there's
There
zero
is.
alien
I
life.
don't-
So wait. You
Every-
believe that there's no other?
I believe there's.
Do
Zero.
we not have footage of this?
I
We
believe-
have footage.
So you believe that there is
Yes,
no,
we do.
There's no other
What do you mean
other
single
sentient.
cellular?
There's no footage of multicellular organisms on any other.
No, he's right. The only quote footage we have is like certain bacteria. But
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
no, we have
There's
found
literal
like
we have footage of like spotting like UFOs for a quick
okay,
second.
yeah,
and
but
then
those
zoom.
are that's so different. That's not like that's not 100% accurate, and we know for a fact the UFO.
But
we,
wait,
we just know it's an
wait.
unidentified object.
So you don't believe that in the
You
in
believe
the
that there
wide
is zero.
spectrum of our universe that there is
Hold on, why
no other-
why is it to the side?
in the wide spectrum of our universe,
Away. It's too close to your face.
in the wild spectrum of our universe, I just said that shit 3 times. Did you believe that there's no other living organisms on any planet or any universe? And you can't tell me you believe that.
YES. Yes.
There's no
The
way
re-
you believe
but
that.
but you gotta listen to me, right?
All right, I'm listening.
I think that, and we're at the point now where we have quite a good view, and we've
No, we don't.
listen, relative to the universe, no, we don't. But when you think about the when you think about the
Look at this.
celestial bodies that we're aware of in our, and not only our star system, but our galaxy and the observable universe, there's a number for the probability of life on a planet, and it's been calculated. It's extremely small. But I think personally, there's something special about the Earth that we don't understand, and I think there's a reason that
No, there's
that, like-
something scientific about the Earth. We're close enough to the sun where we can get the heat, and we're far enough.
I know it's a
where it's
Goldilocks
not
zone. No,
freezing.
I know about all that. I know that, and like I said, there's a number, and it's extremely low probability for life on Earth.
So
and
you
life
believe
on
there's
any
no
planet.
life on Mars?
Well, no.
Oh, on Mars, definitely not. Definitely not on Mars.
I don't believe that.
You
in
just
the
said
slightest.
you just said 2 different things. You just said that the chance that life exists on Earth, the percentage that life exists on Earth is small, and that is true. The percentage chance, let's say, that there was sentient beings on Earth is very slim, but it's a possibility. Now, with the number,
don't think
what
so.
that doesn't say is the fact that there's other life on other planets.
I
So
don't think
imagine,
that.
so the way
No.
our
I'm saying, listen. I'm saying there's a. No, I'm not saying for Earth. I'm saying there's a real measurable number for the probability of life on any planet to happen, and that number happened to hit on Earth. But that's the scientific explanation for it, right? I think my view is that there's something special and there's something different about Earth, and I think that whatever you want to chalk it up to, if it's up to anybody's belief, but I think that the things that we don't understand, whether that be about religion, about gods, about whatever, and I don't have any specific. I wouldn't call myself an atheist because I do believe in things like that. I do believe in afterlife, but I don't necessarily believe in one specific God. But I think that whatever that aspect is, whatever that spirituality is that we don't understand, I think that there's a reason that only life on Earth exists, and I think that there's no other planet. I think there's no other celestial body in the universe
Really?
that has life.
no, I
Wait,
just,
I have another question. Do you believe in parallel universes then?
no. No
Yeah.
thing is a parallel universe. No, parallel universes do not exist. There
How do
is
you know?
That was one.
the
of
only
I
the
wouldn't.
only
Yo,
hold
I
on.
think parallel universes exist.
No.
Yes.
So the only that doesn't exist. What there is a possibility of This is a real thing. So getting back to hold on, really quick to what Mikey said. So imagine the entire Earth, right? Is the universe. Imagine the size of the universe is the size of the Earth. The size of a planetarium dome, it's small in comparison to the whole Earth. That's how much we can see. If you're standing in the planetarium dome, the size the planetarium dome takes up on Earth is only how much we can see of the universe. So in comparison to the entire universe, it's very small. We can only see such a small aspect of our universe. It's so no, the observable universe is the planetarium dome. The actual universe is the whole Earth. It's so much that we don't actually know. And light is so far away from Earth, and there's so much of like there are so many different galaxies and planets and all that in the universe that I think that the fact that there is no sentient life in the entire universe is I think that's completely untrue.
Me too.
I think that because
what is so special about Earth?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
And but the fact that
I don't believe that.
We have found other. So we are in what's called the Goldilocks zone, and exactly what Chris said. We are in the perfect spot. If we were any closer, it would be too hot. If we were any farther, we would be too cold. We're in the Goldilocks zone.
I just looked this up. Mars. I feel like Mars used to have life on it. Life on Mars. I feel like there used to be life on Mars, but Mars lost its magnetic field 4 billion years ago, and their atmosphere and oxygen is 100 times thinner than Earth, and they've lost all their water.
Well, I'll tell you this: there's certainly no other.
I feel like the
same
thing will happen to Earth.
There's certainly no other life in our star system.
That's not like.
Sure, I'm certainly.
No, there are certain what?
Are we not we haven't explored
No,
space
we have not gone space. There are certain moons of Jupiter where the outer layer is entirely frozen. Yeah, there is water underneath. There could be like fully certain aquatic animals thriving in those waters beneath the surface. But I know, but that it takes like. There are a ton of planets, but that's my point.
It's a very low probability, and this isn't the probability of life being. This isn't the probability. Yes, we can share.
Yeah.
Mercury also has the greatest chance of having oxygen in its atmosphere.
Yeah, but Mercury is like. Okay.
No, I was just saying.
So this isn't the probability of life being harbored or started on a planet, but there is also a very low probability of a planet being in what's called the Goldilocks zone, which is as Nick said, not too hot, not too cold. I mentioned it. Yeah. A lot of other things, having the right atmosphere for life to begin, magnetic field like we have here on Earth. But aside from all of that, we have found many planets that are like that because while we haven't visited, like I'm not saying we've visited or even had he even had objects land on these other planets because they're so far away. We have mapped them out and we do know lots about the celestial bodies nearby us and the observable universe.
Even looking at those planets, like if you went to like one of the closest stars besides our sun and you looked at Earth right now, you would see Earth with dinosaurs roaming its surface. So even if we're looking at those planets, we may not see sentient life yet because light would take billions of years to travel. So there could very well be sentient life on that planet, but we can another Earth-like planet.
I want to bring up another point. If the universe is so big and so incomprehensibly humongous,
it's infinite.
Why has no other life visited us?
Because it takes an insane amount of time.
It takes 7 months. It takes 7 months to get to Mars, and Mars is right next to us. It takes 7 months.
I understand.
Yes, it does.
That's a fair point.
More than 7 months.
I just looked it up. I just looked it up.
And while maybe
they may be more advanced, so why haven't they visited us? So that's your point. Yeah, I get it.
Well,
listen, because listen, and I'll say maybe they have visited us, right? But even then, the track that we're going on as humans, the curiosity that we have, why are we to think that other alien life don't have would not have that same perspective? And like I said, when you think about the humongous size of the universe, why has not a single one of these supposed alien life forms that live in the universe visited one of us or had the curiosity to visit us? Because if the universe is as big as we say it is,
Pass that to,
why has there
Nick.
not been one civilization that became technologically advanced enough and curious enough to come visit us?
Well, think about it like this. I also just looked up. Mars was basically us like 4 billion years ago, and their stuff is dried out because of the sun. I think there was definitely life on Mars.
I think there was definitely not.
Definitely life on Mars.
Even
What
not
makes
even
Earth so
not
special?
nothing. And the
Jesus.
and
Let's not do it. No,
and the idea that hold on and hold on, the idea that of quote why haven't they visited us? It takes space travel is insanely
His
long.
point is that they're more advanced.
Not only that, but okay, but even so the fastest thing in the universe, hold on, the fastest thing in the universe is the speed of light, right? Nothing can go faster than the speed of light.
Except
So
me.
even so, all right, relax.
Well, there's theoretical.
I think it's just
There's theoretical modes of travel as well. Like when you think into quantum physics, photon travel, basically, right?
That is like
That is the speed. That is light travel, right? If what I'm trying to say here is, I'm not saying like, oh, it should be easier for them to come, right? If the universe is so big, if the universe is so unimaginably big, and we compare that to the likelihood or the time that it takes to get to where we are, is that not something we should question? Like,
No,
if it is that,
fully is.
even hold on, even for because even
Right?
even for near light speed travel, even if you're going 99% the speed of light, right? The time dilation you would experience would be insane if you put two twins born at the exact same time. If you put one on a spaceship and then going one on Earth and one on a spaceship going like 99% the speed of light, right, for 5 years, and they orbited Earth for 5 years. When that baby landed, the baby would be 5 years old. But when they met their twin, the twin would be 110 years old. And the baby only experienced 5 years. So they very well could be on their way, but because of the time dilation, they would not reach Earth for like it would take like let's say 5 million light years
I
away,
guess, yeah.
right? That means it would take 5 million years for those aliens to reach us. And so from the top and if they're looking at us, they're not even seeing human life. They're still seeing dinosaurs. So they might not even have an interest to come and look at us because all they see is Jurassic life.
Well,
So they might not even see signs of civilization because there was no signs of civilization. So them looking at us, they're looking back way into our past. And even if they started right now to come towards us at the speed of even 99% the speed of light, it would still take them millions upon millions upon millions of years to get here. If they were to get here right now,
that have already happened though.
but they would have no incentive to come and look for us if they were sentient already because they wouldn't see civilization.
Well, so if what you're saying, well, if to counter that, what you're saying right now is let's put ourselves in the position of. Well, listen, let's put ourselves in the position of this alien life. We find a planet with life on it. Oh, we wouldn't be like, oh, we're not going to bother to visit them. No, that's a huge thing. Let alone sentient life in general is an extremely rare thing in this universe.
Yes.
If we as a species were to come across that, regardless of how advanced or technologically special we were, that's not something we would brush off. That's absolutely something we would go visit.
I mean,
while I will say to your point about the speed of light, because there's two things I'll say to it. Because the speed of light is the fastest known possible mode of travel in the entire universe up to this point, there is a measurable amount of distance in which other alien life could have possibly covered to get here. Because there's a measurable amount of time that the universe has been around for, right? So there's that, right? Even then, like I said, the universe is extremely big. This, regardless of this limitation, it still covers a huge amount of time. The universe, let alone its size, has also been around for an extremely long and unperceivable amount of time. So that's one thing I'll say, is that still covers a huge amount of space. And
But even look at humans. It took us what 13.4 billion years of the universe's lifespan to exist. Right? It took us 13.4 billion years to exist.
But
and I'm pretty sure some of us, I think humans were on the brink of extinction when the asteroids hit.
well, the humans were on the brink of extinction at many points.
Something else. Oh my god.
Oh, I think I know what you're thinking. But anyway, so that's my one point, right? And it's like you said, yeah, there's so many factors. There's so many factors that play into it, right? There's
What happened?
I'll tell you after.
So there's so many factors that play into it. And like, while it did take 13.6 billion years for us to get to where we are now on Earth, who's to say that it wasn't quicker and easier based on where these other supposed alien life began? So that's my one point, right? That's the one thing I'll say that. But the second thing I'll say, which is kind of similar to my point before, is that there's many things we don't understand about the universe. There's many obstacles we have to overcome that we cannot possibly perceive overcoming right now.
True.
Think about if we had the knowledge and if we had the capacity to go out and visit other star systems right now,
we really would.
We would start those trips right now.
Yeah.
There's work that has to be done. There's knowledge that has to be gained, and there's things we have to learn in order to do that. What if there's
be the best bet of it
what
all?
if there's unperceivable modes of transportation that we don't know about?
Couldn't teleportation just get us
So,
a snap?
if this
that would be teleportation would be a whole other
obviously
thing.
it's a whole
Because-
other thing, but that
well, no.
but that,
Well, no,
that
hold
would
on.
be a really easy.
What if we
way
were
to
like
travel.
Goku?
No, because hold on, you would have to predict the exact location, because remember, Earth is moving.
Yeah.
At insanely amount.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Earth is
Well, I come
rotating.
from the future, so I know what happens already.
Oh, so Earth is spinning is on its axis. It's spinning around the sun, and the whole solar system is moving through the entire galaxy, and the galaxy is moving. So to pinpoint and precisely predict like where you will teleport,
So you
to,
won't end up in the cold vacuum of space.
exactly. It is immeasurably difficult, and we
I'll
can
say-
never hope to achieve that.
I'll say this as
in
well.
any of our lifetimes.
There's many things. And it's like I'm gonna make the exact same point I just made. There's many obstacles we never expected to overcome. Landing on the moon is not something any of us thought we could do. We thought the Earth was flat. We thought that the sun was a
Okay.
little light.
No.
Right?
No.
True.
Dumb people thought the Earth was flat. No, come on.
No, we thought the Earth was flat in like the 1400s.
That is
What
not
was it,
true. That is
1500s?
not true. People, no, you can look it up. People back in ancient Greece knew the Earth was round. You can look it up. People back in ancient Greece knew the Earth was round. No. Most, because you could look out. You could look at
Didn't
the
Christopher
horizon.
Columbus,
No.
during that time, didn't they think the Earth was flat?
No,
And they were afraid that they
no,
would fall
he thought-
off?
no,
Is it just me?
His whole
I
thing was
swear it
his
was.
whole thing was that it was round, and he instead of going under Africa, he would go around to the other side. That was his whole
knew
thing.
that.
No, we
Not-
know it's
that-
ancient
okay, that
Greece.
right. I'll give you that, right? Let's say that's true, right? Let's say that's true, right? There was still geocentrism at that time. There's all my
Yeah, he's
point.
right.
There's so many more examples I could bring up. All my point here that I'm trying to
Ancient
make.
Greece?
All my point
Yeah.
here that I'm trying to
Yeah.
make is that there are many things that we thought at one point that weren't true. There are many things that we learned, and there's unperceivable advancements that we've made as a species that we could have
Yeah.
never possibly
I'm
perceived
sure,
before.
I'm sure,
And that-
when we were like hunting
Exactly.
and gathering, we weren't imagining we
and
had phones.
and what to your point, I would say that the measurement of deciding where the Earth is sure that's a huge challenge, but in the large scale of things, especially if we're talking about teleportation, that's nothing. Mapping out the universe and finding location, nothing. Teleportation is
Teleport someone.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Deconstruct them
theoretical.
cell by cell.
It's-
Then reconstruct them cell by
it's-
cell.
But it could be a
That's what I'm
possibility
saying.
in the future.
Exactly. It's theoretical,
Just
but this
can't
is
imagine
what
it
I'm
now.
saying is that where we are right now and where we've come from, we have no possible idea what awaits us, and we have no possible idea. We still do not understand even a little sliver of how this universe works. We
Not
think we
even a
do,
percent.
but there's so
Don't
many
even
things
think
we have
that.
yet
There's
to
a lot we
discover.
don't know, but there is a lot. There's a lot we
And
do know
wait,
about
can
that.
I-
Well, we
and-
literally just discovered 6 galaxies have been around.
And this is what and this
we just discovered them because their light finally reached Earth. That's how.
They're
it's
not
set up.
supposed to be that, but I think we're shocked that they're mature. So now we got to reevaluate the whole evolution thing.
And
That's what it
this
is.
is also
And that's the point that I'm trying to make about like existing like that possibly could be life on other planets because of exactly what you said.
Well, I
there are
think my
mature
point is that we
universes.
just don't know enough about the universe.
And-
Give us 1%.
and to finalize my point, listen, to finalize my point, what I've said up to this point, there's so many things we don't understand. There are so many things we have yet to learn. And to say that we know it all right now and there's one truth about the universe that's why I believe this like kind of crazy view that alien life doesn't exist, because I think that
I
there's
still think it
because
exists.
because I think that it's totally reasonable to think it exists. We don't know. The reason I believe that is because I think there's something greater going on that we don't understand. I think
I
that
agree with
I
that.
think that
What's the
I-
greater
and
thing?
I think
we don't know.
we don't know. And I think that
But I
that
do
and I
agree
think
with
that greater thing is what allowed such a rare small sliver chance of possibility for life to have
So
been
are
hard-
you saying Jesus?
No,
something like that.
I
Something it doesn't have to
I
be
take
God.
it from a spiritual sense.
It
So
could be something I couldn't even comprehend right now. You know, all I'm saying is that
and that's so
my
cool to think
my
about.
exactly my belief is that there's something that we don't understand that is out of the science and out of the reality that we believe up to this point, and that's the reason why
I believe that.
life on Earth is the only life in the universe.
Fully-
That's
I could
that's all.
believe
That's
that.
why I believe
I
that.
could get behind
know?
that.
That's why I believe that. You know?
No, I strongly believe that there is nothing uniquely special about Earth in the entire universe, and I think there's nothing to say that on the other side of the universe that
think
from
it's unique.
planet to planet.
Yeah,
Well,
it is
okay,
unique.
yeah, well, yes, but it's not uncommon to have Earth-like conditions.
Oh, Earth-like conditions.
Earth-like-
Well, I think it would.
No,
be
no, no, no.
uncommon.
Wait, yeah, it's relatively uncommon within our bubble.
Isn't
but,
the whole
but
unique thing the fact that we're not too close to the sun and not too far from the
You're
sun?
right,
Isn't
but
that
we-
the one
about-
unique thing?
but
'Cause
we've
what
found
about other galaxies?
Yeah.
Like, what-
Well,
what-
we
we're
can't
around-
even
we're
get
in the
there.
Milky Way, right?
relative
We're in the Milky Way, right?
relative relative to the number of other celestial bodies that aren't habitable, it absolutely is an uncommon thing. That's not to say that there isn't a large
And
number
this-
of those.
And I
of
think in
those
this
is what I'm
galaxy, I think in
confused.
this galaxy, you're right. But I think in
other
No, I'm talking about the universe.
No. In other galaxies, like 100 trillion light years away, 100 trillion light years away,
That's
there
rough.
could be
there could
life.
be a solar system
100
exactly like ours.
This
Yes.
is stupid.
There-
This is
there
gonna
could
be
be-
a stupid
what I'm
question.
saying.
There could be
No,
civilization.
wait, no. There's no stupid questions. What question?
Well, I'm confused because like if there's other galaxies, but we only have one sun, so does that mean they don't get any
No,
heat at
no,
all?
no,
Or, like,
they-
are
no,
there multiple
there are
suns,
there are like hundreds of suns in just our
The sun is a
galaxy
star.
alone. There are
I know. But
no,
like,
there are
I know
there
that.
are billions. Yeah,
the sun's a star. What are you talking about?
But like,
No,
is there
there are-
more than one sun?
yeah.
Yes.
There are billions of suns in just our galaxy alone.
So
Billions.
so the
There are billions.
so
There are billions of solar systems. in
Wait,
our-
listen.
that's
in
confusing
our-
as hell.
so
Yeah.
so
that's
listen. Okay, so a galaxy is made up of star systems,
Yeah,
right?
I get that.
Star systems can be made up of one star, two stars, sometimes even three stars, right? Sometimes it's a black hole. That for the most part, most galaxies are similar to that in the sense that they have a supermassive black hole at the center of them. A star system,
Oh, yeah.
a star system is our star system, right? Like our star system, we've got what, like 8 planets, something like that.
Yeah.
If we're counting
No, I think
It's not.
no, yeah,
It's not, it's a
it's 9
dwarf.
with Pluto, so it's 8 planets, including Pluto,
It's
as
a
a ninth. The reason, like our sun, what we call the sun, is a star in the center of a system. There's tons of other stars in the center of a system, but you just don't call it the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, that's literally it.
That was an easy explanation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, even the word like solar system, reason why we call it solar system is because our sun is named Sol, S-O-L.
Yeah.
And so it's the system of the star Sol, S-O-L. And there are hundreds of billions of systems, star systems, just in the Milky Way. And that's what I'm saying, where hundreds of trillions of light years away, there can be a star systems that have life on it. Hundreds of
I've seen 'em.
trillions.
There's a lot.
The whole reason I countered that point though was because you said that it wasn't uncommon for a Goldilocks zone to exist, for a planet in the Goldilocks zone to exist. My point is that relative to the universe, relative to the number of planets or celestial bodies that aren't habitable, it absolutely is rare. It is a very rare
That's what
situation.
I'm saying. That's why
But
I think Earth is special.
when you think about the large size of the universe, something that's extremely rare in that size, obviously there's gonna be tons of them. There's gonna be loads of them,
Yeah,
but
that's my point.
it's certainly not uncommon. It's certainly not uncommon.
No, yeah. Taking into account the entirety of planets, right? Yes, it's immensely uncommon.
Yeah.
But when you take a something as uncommon as that and spread it out amongst hundreds of billions of trillions of star systems and planets, you're gonna and that's why I believe that we are not the only sentient life in the universe, because when you spread something out amongst such a large quantity, like, okay, if you flip a coin, right, 50 times, right, you very well may land on a 60-40 heads or tails split. That's a possibility. But if you extend that data to 100, if you double the amount of data taken, the statistics come closer to 50-50. And that's my point, where if you're taking account the full scale of the entire universe and every single planet and every single star system and every single galaxy, they're almost the chances of there being life is nearly 100%. There is a number. There is at least one on their sentient planet. If you're taking into account into every single like celestial body ever exists.
We're talking about this when we get off this podcast. By the way,
no, we'll have fun this. Look, let me just say something real quick, right? So, to use your own point against you, like you said, the more we flip a coin, the closer it's going to get to that actual percentage of 50%. There is an actual number that scientists have calculated for the chance of life actually starting on a planet, right? And Earth happened to hit that number, if that's how you want to think of it in a scientific way. To your point, like I said, like you've said, like Ambrose and Chris have said, the universe is humongous. It spans over an unperceivable length of distance. Why at this point, when we've discovered so much about this universe, not necessarily relative to how much universe there is, have we not seen that planet? Because if anything, the more we discover, the sharper and sharper and sharper we should get to that percentage, the more likely we should be to find alien life. But we haven't found alien life. Not only have we not found alien life on other planets, we haven't even had aliens come to us, right? So that's just my point, right?
I agree.
All right, we good? I think we should probably wrap it up, Nick.
No, I know.
Space talk
Okay,
is
now
a snooze
even
fest
with
for me.
this, I just a really quick one last thing. Chris mentioned
The Illuminati is real.
Chris mentioned a while ago about parallel universes, and that's I don't believe that at all. What I would say,
I don't believe that because it's too specific.
yeah, what I would say was that parallel universes is nearly proven to be untrue. But
By who?
But-
You?
wait, because this one thing. Hold on, ready for this? Do you believe that we live in a computer generated world?
oh my!
Stop bringing
There
this
is
up.
no, there
That's an
is
interesting one,
there
too.
is zero proof.
And wait, listen.
Zero proof to counteract the fact that we live in almost zero
But
proof.
listen to this, right? This is what I'm saying. There are things we don't understand. We don't understand what's going on in the background of our universe. It could be a simulation. It could be gods. It could be whatever.
If it is, Lord have mercy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna always chalk up everything to science. When we have an insanely like unperceivable problem like we have with the lack of alien life or the lack of visits we've got from alien life, that's why I don't want to say anything too obvious or chalk it up to science, right? Because you never know what's going on in the background. That's just what I want to say.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, basically.
Chris, real quick, do you believe that we live in a simulation?
No.
Why not?
Because
Bring the mic closer.
Bring
Why?
the mic closer, Chris.
Why? But two of you. Why?
The One Piece is real.
Why do you believe that we do not live in a simulation? What evidence?
because
you
I
believe
make
that
my
the One
own
Piece is real?
decisions. Because I
What?
make my own
Do-
decisions.
Do you believe
Okay,
that the One
I
Piece
didn't
is
mention
real?
about making your
There's zero
decisions.
proof that that is.
I didn't say that someone's controlling your actions. I said that
Nick,
I said that the world.
there is zero proof that the One Piece is not real. It's real. It's the same argument.
but not even that.
Shout
But
out One Piece.
like you like we see even with like technology getting
The grand
like,
line.
increasing, and even like with like not just virtual reality, but like how game animation is becoming so incredibly realistic, and how the game animation is like and like scenery in video games is becoming so scarily like accurate to the real world. What's to say that we're not in a simulation? And what to say that
So are you saying right now someone's playing a video game and controlling what we're saying?
look, there is
could be
no
Titans
hold
in
on,
this world,
there's no
too.
proof.
The
There's
Attack
no
Titan
proof to say that we
becoming-
aren't, and we are.
There's no proof to say that we are.
There's so much proof.
There's
we
no
are
proof
actively
that Sasuke
right
and
now.
Naruto
Right
don't
now,
exist.
we are actively trying to make video game or computer rendered
Well, there's, like,
simulations
theoretical-
more human. No, we are as a civilization trying to make computer rendered simulations more like and look like real life. That is a real goal.
That we're in a simulation. That's just like
Okay, you're right.
It's theoretical evidence that like this could totally be something that's
Well, okay, but look,
Yeah.
is it more likely that we're just the most recent one in the chain of hundreds of thousands of civilizations who are in this chain? Or is it more likely that we are the first ever and that we're going to start this chain? It's way more,
It's
likely
that
that
One Piece is real, to be honest.
it's way more likely that we're the latest in the chain of hundreds of thousands of civilizations.
We also don't have proof that that's possible
Yep.
yet.
We're working.
Jesus, fuck me.
But we don't have proof yet.
Literally all the evidence shows that within the next 100 years we will there's a saying that technology doubles every like 5 years, and that the technological power will double every 5 years. And we've seen that with like even the phones and how back in 2010 they were so basic and the iPad was so basic, and now how we've jumped so far, and even how our phones are have more. It was Kevin.
No.
Even how our phones have more computing power than the machines that NASA used to put men on the moon, and that is an insane factor to comprehend. I believe there's one thing that proves we're not in a simulation.
Listen to this.
The mathematical number of pi. Because if pi is truly an infinitely repeating decimal, it is impossible to infinitely store data.
Yeah.
Right? To infinitely store data of that magnitude, that is impossible. Well, you're right. It's impossible to store an infinite number of data. So I think that is what you're right. But hold on. Do you think that characters in your yeah? But you've seen The Matrix?
No.
The Matrix attacks this problem dead on. The people in the Matrix truly believe
Wake
that
up.
they are like,
Wake up.
within that world.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Yeah, and there is nothing to prove that we are not in a simulation right now.
And there's nothing to prove that the One Piece isn't real. It's just a stupid argument.
Let's before we get into an argument, let's wrap it up here. Nick,
yeah.
could you take the
Yeah. All right. I think that's going to be it for today. We had a little bit of a longer episode. Yeah, it's an hour
The
and 20.
Illuminati's real.
Yeah, basically. All right. Thank you guys for joining and tuning in. We'll be here. We won't be here next week because now they're going to be on spring break.
Subscribe, do all that, please.
Yeah, go to Miami.
really
I'm not
need
going to
it.
Miami. I'm going in April.
It's gonna be a
But,
lot.
Miami on my transfer.
What?
How did you not know that?
What do you say?
He said that he's going to Miami and that he's not going to transfer.
No. I know that.
Let's
I knew that. Yeah. All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. So thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Oh,
Bye.
here my
Bye.
Bye.
I was looking for this shit.
That